Alright, let's go ahead and get started here. First things first, I just can prestige you up. Head back over to Le Masquemon. Let's see if we can't get lucky by killing some big boys. Why is... Oh, is my water really that low? Do I do some water runs? I might have to do some water runs. Yeah, do some water runs, okay. That's solvable though, with a few quests. I can fix this. Sure. I'm gonna be doing lots of murdering. If that's the case, we want to probably go big here. We still want to be silenced, I think. Well, I don't know. So the problem with water thieves is that, or any enemy in general, right? When you shoot one, they aggro not just the squad now, but everything in the local area. So it kind of makes me feel like, should we just not murder them with 50 cal? Hey Michael, hey Boo Boo. I'm hanging well. Just trying to figure out how to kill lots of water thieves economically and safely. I guess it's gonna be probably through this, I imagine. That works. Actually, the key part probably too is just not going to the actual shantytown and just killing the patrols outside. That's probably a much better solution than trying to actually deal with those at the residence place. We have ammo, we have meds. I think that's really everything. We have... Oh, we do need to kill the guy there. Okay. But we need to get some water. We can probably do the water... We don't have the rack yet. That's probably a good idea to do some mech farming later. To see if we can't find a down mech or two to get the rack.
Has our luck run out? As long as I'm the last one standing.
I'm not gonna lie. The lowercase stamina is slightly driving me insane. I wouldn't say it's OCD, but it's pretty egregious. I don't even know what that is, Bob. Hey, alien. And Bob, I'm sure you know at this point that I'm not. There would have to be a very good game that would keep my attention for a long period of time for me to stream anywhere close to a full, like, an 8-hour shift. I've done it before, but only in, like, very special circumstances. Hey, Major. God, the bloom. Bob, I'll tell you right now, if I ever don't want to play this game, you won't see me stream. Once again, it's why all my eggs aren't in the streaming basket and never were. It's also, for example, why I don't stream for 8 hours. I'd rather go do other things. And also sometimes I wouldn't say I'm like extroverted at heart. I am an introvert to some degree. I can be extroverted at times, but it does drain me like an introvert, right? So I do play plenty of games off stream just because I don't really want to be just constantly talking during all of them. I'm pretty sure if they could do that, they would have done that already.
I can't do calculations.
I've said and done so many things that they would have probably warranted that already. God, the bloom.
I think they spotted us.
Hey, no.
That's it for us.
But no, yeah, you, like, I'm not against streaming other games, but sometimes I do just like to chill out and play other games and just, like, not have to, I don't want to say be performative, but just monologue. There's also the factor, too, I've thought about streaming CS a little bit. The problem with CS, though, right, is I'm pretty sure I like to communicate in CS, and I'm pretty sure I would have to probably mute the entire lobby consistently over and over again. Because some of the favorite things for young CS kids to say are slurs. I mean, that's usually Michael when I can actually stream for that long, as I'm usually when I'm in a state, but I usually only get in that state when I'm playing a competitive game. Like, I've done quite a few Dune Spice Wars streams that were like 6, 7, 8 hours long, just because those games, they can, like, the biggest factor about those games is they would usually take an hour to hour and a half to finish. So, like, once you commit yourself to a game, you're, like, in the zone for the entire game, usually. Why are you moving so quickly? Yeah, this is what's fucking cracked right now with this place. It's just, like, the Mach 1 fucking guys. The fucking... I thought they said they fixed that. I'm so dead. Okay. I thought they said they fixed that. I guess they didn't. So a fun factor about the bushes on Frozen Swamp. They eat bullets. I thought they... Hold on here. I'm actually curious now. Give me 1 second here. Not you. You. Did the patch notes lie? Hold on here. I mean, I'll show you a little right now, Mike, what I'm talking about. I'm sure it before on a stream before. Like, it's been a common issue for a while now that I thought they fixed from the patch notes. But, you know, vague patch notes are fakes, are vague. I mean, to be fair, Deftone, like, if they fix one of them, they should fix all of them, unless, like, they're all different objects. It should be, like, a few objects that have different, like, all they need to do is remove the collision for projectiles on them. It's not a giant ask. Alright, come here, you. I mean, part of it was the bloom, but mainly it was like I was tapping someone in the head, but the bush was eating the bullets. Frozen Swamp. Let's just spawn here because fuck it. But as you can see too, like, there's a few factors going on, right? The first factor was the bushes eating bullets. The second factor was that a lot of the enemies now will sprint very, very quickly. The third factor is the enemies now aggro lots of enemies around them. And so when you attack Shantytown now, you basically aggro like 15 to 20 water thieves. Okay, so these bushes that are all across certain areas of Frozen Swamp, you see how, okay, you can see the bullet impact on the tree, right? You can see how, like, when I hit the tree, there's a bullet impact. Every single one of these bushes intercept projectiles and eat them. And look how many there are. I'm not even sure if it's both way. I'm kind of curious if it actually affects NPCs like it affects me. But like you can see how many of them are around here. There is so many. All right, let me aggro some of these guys over here.
Eyes on us. Spread out.
So I'm curious, are they gonna hit me if I... Yeah, actually they might be affected by it too though. Hold on here. No, they don't seem to be affected by it fuck at all. That's not fair. They get to shoot through bushes and I don't. That's weird though that they don't get affected by it. Maybe they're just shooting around it. Hold on, we need more tests. Yeah, they're definitely ignoring it. I mean, I guess I'm squeaking a bullet here or two through. Did it shoot back?
Don't miss. Make every shot count.
I mean, they could be hitting a part of me that's not being covered by it, baby. That might be it, actually. Hold on.
Keep it together.
Nah. I don't know. It feels like they can shoot through it.
Full of bad people.
Yeah, definitely they're shooting through it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's weird. Do the projectiles for NPCs have different rules than projectiles from players? I need to stop doing experiments. I don't have the water resources to keep doing experiments like that. No, I think they don't follow the same rules as us. I don't know. I was trying to, like, that last time, Michael, it didn't really feel like it was. It felt like they were shooting us to the same terrain that we were hitting them through. Or rather vice versa, that we were like shooting them, to, like they were hitting us through the same terrain we were trying to shoot them through, but it wouldn't work. Now, I've raised this the board. I thought I was really hoping in the patch notes they fixed it, because I saw the patch notes, I was like, that sounds like they might have fixed it. I mean, that's still, Michael, a stark contrast to them eating 100% of my bullets. Something weird going on. Maybe the projectiles for, like, them operate on a different tick rate that sometimes they'll phase through it. I don't know. Whatever it is, fuck those bushes. I do want to say, I have told them about those bushes. I've told them for months now about those bushes. They should know about the bushes. It's not a secret. I've informed them. When people say your game feels bad, that can be part of the reason why, is because they don't understand what the hell's going on when their bullets just go into the ether. Bob, no. I mean, I don't play multiplayer, but until I see a huge patch push talking about how they fixed multiplayer, I'm not gonna try it. Essentially, until I see that they're gonna, like, they actually push out, like, a patch that says, we have fixed or tried to fix networking, I'm not gonna try multiplayer. Perpetually. I think it might not be a cold at this point, it might just be the air, like allergies or something else. It'll be what it will be. You enjoy my nasally voice.
Don't miss. Make every shot count.
Because I wanted to wipe for the patch, Filarios. Because, like, for example, it's hard to get, like, while I can't have a perfect new player experience because I have the experience of playing the game, I can understand or, like, get a different perspective on systems that I haven't interacted with for a while, right? Like, for example, I'm gonna fucking die here.
Oh my god, why is Stagger a thing in this game?
Why can't you just do, like, aim punch like a normal game? Alright. We're having a great few raids right now. Partially from, you know, my own doing. Partially from the game being the game. No, yeah, the automatic shotgun water thieves are just insta-death, basically. They stagger you, and then you don't get out of stagger until you die. Button mash and be damned. Boo Boo, I hate that terminology, tougher and tougher. It's not tougher, it's just arbitrarily punishing. Like, that's not difficult. Like, me being lazy and not having an extended mag, or me being lazy and not, like, playing the game methodically isn't more difficult. It's just arbitrarily punishing. Like, I'm not having to, like, plan around the AI and be like, I'm gonna outsmart the AI here in the game systems. I just had to be like, oh, I, you know, was being lazy, I didn't reload my gun, I don't have an extended magazine, I crossed a corner, and there was an automatic shotgun scav there who stun-locked me to death. That's not, like, difficult. I'm not solving a problem with that. I need meds. Like, that's not difficulty. That's just arbitrary punishment. I don't think anything they've done has made the game tougher. They've made the game more punishing. That doesn't make it tougher. At least in my opinion, or my choice of words, or my opinion of those words.
Hard to breathe up here.
The game is not more difficult, it's just more punishing. Punishing is not difficulty.
Everyone for themselves.
Stun locking you until you die with an auto shotgun isn't difficult, it's punishing. Having to learn movesets in Dark Souls is difficulty. That punishes you. Not learning to not cross a corner and get automatic stagger locked by a shotgun isn't difficult. Like, if I crossed a corner here and there's a shotgun scav right here and I don't, like, clear every fucking corner because I'm not, like, why? I just get stun locked and I die. And sure, that can be a thing in Tarkov. You will encounter campers in Tarkov. Is that the phrase we're like? That's not the tone being set here. Hey, beep beep, how's it going? I mean, here's the thing too. I can't say too much, but I will raise these concerns before they come up, and they're just, you know, I literally said it was a bad idea, and it's still a bad idea. Puzzle pieces be damned. It's like telling someone not to put their hand on a hot stove and they have to do it anyway to learn.
Taking fire.
Are you? Is someone behind the wall there? What the? All right. And now we wait for the respawn because there's gonna be 5 million respawns coming. Wait, what, Michael? What the hell are you talking about? But anyway, Valerius, before I got distracted, so like one of the big things that like, for example, I completely forgot about before like doing the wipe was like how much I hate the character leveling up in this game. And now I recall why I hated it so much. I genuinely do not want to play Scav Girl Old Man. They're both such a pain. Alright, so how many does that aggro? Because we see 3 outside, but there's more than 3. That's at least 6. What the hell is with the pot shots? You told me they were fixed! That bug is never going away. There is no way, without doing a complete refactor of their AI, are they ever gonna fix that bug. What the hell is a conga line going on?
Enemy contact. Not sure where.
Bob, I don't think there's anything you can threaten me with. That would make me use a bad gun. Outside of me wanting to meme. I mean, I have against one's camp is the issue, right? I should have just abandoned the quest, to be honest, but I'm already here. And the problem is like, weirdly enough, despite this being awful because of the bushes, it's safer than being actually in the buildings because you just cannot tell how aggressively you're being pushed. Because all the NPCs don't make any fucking sounds when they run around. Don't you mean German? Case in fucking point, my god. There is no reason to ever come to this fucking place. Just to get fucking instantly stagger locked by and 2-shot by a water thief with a shotgun. Oh god, that feels difficult for sure. Yeah, psych. Why would I use a saw? It has worse. It's you know I don't like bloom, right? And you're just asking me to use a gun that has the worst bloom in the game. All right, goodbye, Frozen Swamp. We're not doing this anymore. Michael, how would I have awareness of being surrounded when you cannot see indicators through walls, and there's no sound effects when things move, and they also move at Mach 5? Think. Use the critical thinking skills you have. What notifications outside of my prior knowledge that place is a shithole would I have that I'm being swarmed? The NPCs don't make sounds when they go full sprint, they move at Mach 5, they have auto shotguns, and they respawn in the spans of seconds. please tell me. Please inform me. Outside of that knowledge. What context clues will the game give me that I'm being pushed aggressively like that? At a speed that's so aggressive. Alright, I need water. The silent, high-velocity infantry moving in full kit. Hey, GameShift, how's it going? We probably just want to do, like, a mesa or an elephant. Once again, not difficult, just arbitrarily punishing. Difficult involves something you can overcome by learning and doing things differently. The area isn't difficult, it's arbitrarily punishing. If you want to sit in a corner, Michael, and farm them with infinite bullets and shotgun ammo, sure, but I'm going in there trying to do something. If my goal is only to sit in a corner and farm, sure. I can do that any day of the fucking week if I wanted to, but it's boring. I'm trying to go in there and do something. And let's be honest too, Michael. Like, have you played recently? Have you played when, like, with the new aggro patch, in the sense of when you shoot something, everything aggro's around you, and the enemies move at Mach 5? You will get got by an auto shotgun eventually. Unless you tuck yourself in the tightest of corners with one entrance, you will get got. Now, if you just sit on top of a shanty town and just snipe things for endlessly, yeah, you can live forever because they can't push you. That's abusing the AI, not trying to actually move through the map. Alright. The love of God game, give me some quests I actually want to do. Oh, are you just using an auto shotgun, Michael? Maybe, Michael, you can provide me a VOD of this evidence in a recent patch. I would love to watch it. You haven't played the stamina, you haven't played... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can go back 5 patches or 2 patches or 3 patches and just say, like, yeah, I can, you know, endlessly farm things. And to be fair, too, like, it's that part of the map, right? The respawns are insanely aggressive. I want to get water, ideally, not anything else. Just do whatever loadout you want. Here's the thing, Beep Beep, like, right, it's not... Nothing in the, like, everything they've done so far has been making the game more punishing without making it more difficult, because making a game more difficult without just making it punishing is hard. It requires actual work, not just changing numbers. Oh my god. Just give me one more quest that gives water on this map. Just one. Just any fucking quest that gives me water on Scorched Enclave. Just one. Please, game. That's not water. We'll take it. There we go. Grenade launcher. That seems like cheating. Remember, we're on a fresh account here, Michael. We got a maskman that's like what, level 13? And a Vepper too? Let me actually change the challenge. Just do an AK. Just do an AK, a silenced AK. Just a silenced AK, that's all you get. With the drum bag, I will say, like, you can have a full drum bag, sure. No tack can, by the way. And I would say, have the quests for both Against One's Camp and the Water Thief quest too.
Don't miss. Make every shot count.
You don't need to do that, Michael. I'm just trying to emulate the circumstances I was currently in. Granted, you can't really remove your experience unless you want to wipe your account, so you're gonna have an HP advantage, but that's not a big deal. Shotguns don't give a shit. Or I guess Vepr shotguns in this case for water thieves.
Fill those pockets quick.
Oh, Michael, have you played? You haven't played this patch, have you? You haven't played with recoil, have you?
Eyes on us. Spread out.
Are you still used to like a non-recoil world? Because now you have recoil and bloom.
My bag.
You don't need to do, Michael, you don't need to do surpluses. You can just do a regular AK with a silencer on it. Hey, Biggest. My day is going fine. We've been getting janked out recently, but it is what it is.
Eyes on us. Spread out.
By luck, an RNG, I'm guessing. There's probably some like arbitrary criteria to spawn one, but it's probably so convoluted it's not even worth doing much. The wager is I stopped raging at the game for being just bad. That's essentially it. Like, well, here's the thing, right? There's so many bugs right now that's making the experience really bad. The main one being the Mach 5 EOD, or the Mach 5 water thieves with shotguns moving to flank you. And by flank, I mean just literally sprint into your face and stun lock you until you die. Joke's on you, I don't even have the shrine right now on this account, and I won't be buying it. Nothing really, just more regular stuff, game shift. Just the only thing that's new is I wiped my account. I still have my old save file, but this is a fresh account. Yeah, I don't have the shrine, I didn't buy it, 'cause why? When the things you provide players are arbitrary, I'm not going to go through the loops of doing them, right? Like, for example, summoning the Stiltwalker. If there's some weird convoluted thing you can do to summon the Stiltwalker consistently, I'm not gonna bother to figure it out. Same with the Rat King. If the Rat King provides some intangible benefit for having him or praying to him, I don't know what it is, so I'm not gonna bother doing it. And that's the, like, so they made a patch note recently and a hotfix mentioning how they added in a modifier to sprinting when enemies surround you. That's kind of what I mean though, right? Like, if you have some small benefit for like being surrounded, if it's not substantial, people aren't going to notice it. They might report it feels better, but they're not going to notice it. I mean, Rodrigo, I mean, that's perfectly all fine and well if you want to roleplay or like immerse yourself. I would say the game doesn't do a very good job of that personally for me. I would say there's so many bugs that break immersion, it's hard to be immersed. You don't have to do anything major. There's like, people think that the Rat King shrine praying to it does something. I don't know if it does or not, but I'm not gonna just try to figure it out, because why? I still need weapon tech. There might be a crate over here I missed. I ideally want to do this before I have any leaves. I need the most water I can get.
Too much heat. We should keep it.
That might be medical and not storage. Yeah. I guess we're just leaving then, because I don't... There might be a few more crates around I can look for, but... Yeah. Well, it's kind of just going back to my point, Major, of like, when you provide players with small benefits that you don't quantify to them, they're never gonna notice them, right? Like, say for example, like, if your base gun does 100 damage, and then you add some hidden modifier in that increases your damage by 1, it's such a small change, like, no one would notice it unless they go into the numbers. And I'm not saying this damage change was that bad, or like that small, but like, it's one of those things, right, where if it's not big enough to notice, then like, it's, without people actually seeing it in the patch notes, may not know it exists. You think Rat King shouldn't die?
Well, we're still here. Let's count for something.
Like, you think in Raid he should just be unkillable by all factions? Hey, Scholar. Oh, Michael, I want to add the stipulation too. It needs to be in the actual shantytown also. It can't... You can farm water thieves out in the water without going to shantytown. I want you to be in shantytown proper. You can farm that one respawn point next to the train endlessly without much trouble at all. You can kind of get flanked occasionally, but it's not usually that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure he has the same health as literally all medium X. Alright, I need more quests, I need more water. Do I have water thief or the water thing part 2 unlocked yet? Could just, no, these are only 1 waters. Oh, what map? Not fuck downtown. Downtown's boring. I mean, I think it'd be kind of fucked up if he was immortal. Would seem like a not very grounded game in that regard. He is just a medium mech. Just with a mask on. Oh, trying to look for mainly elephant. That could work. I do need water anyway. I should have water, I think, part 2 unlocked in this character. I did part 1, I believe. Yeah, same thing with Pyro, right? Oh, I could do that, but actually, wait, why did I pick up this one? I picked up... Let me pick up that. There we go, Hidden Water Part 2. That's a big one. I don't have access to the rack right now. I don't have the money for it, I don't think, either. And elephant. So you want Rat King to not be a medium mech? You want Rat King to be like a heavy mech?
I don't have a good feeling. Whittle them down and we can break out.
I mean, I would blame Major more on that in the sense of, like, why would Rat King deploy himself to the middle of a field when there's clearly a battle going on? I think the problem is that they're deploying Rat King into areas where naturally he's gonna get his shit kicked in. Like, the way you make Rat King feel like a savior is he pops up, like, during weird circumstances. Like, where the other people aren't really that, like... The problem is that every map that Rat King would be on, the other factions deploy mechs on also, consistently and more probably. Like, if you had a Mesa, for example, that, like, was pretty empty and you just had Rat King plus an infantry, Rat King would feel like a god, right? But the problem is like, Rat King just gets shoved in with a bunch of other mechs, and so he gets absolutely curb stomped. So it's not really about the fact that you need to buff Rat King, it's that just Rat King needs to be smarter of where he's deployed. The problem, if you think about the maps where they put Rat King keeps getting shoved in the middle of, like, combat zones. If he's like supposed to be this deity of the scavengers, why does he keep throwing himself into the middle of combat zones like a like a dummy? What I'm saying is, what is he, an idiot, basically? Spawns in the middle of Mesa in between two sides fighting, spawns in the middle of Scorched Enclave between two sides fighting, spawns in the middle of Philadelphia Mausoleum between two sides fighting. That doesn't feel like peak scavenger energy, that feels like peak dummy energy. They're doing a very bad job, though. They're trying to die. I spawn on the edge of maps and move through maps. He spawns in the center of maps in the middle of combat zones between mechs. I'm sure, Michael, if players had the spawn points of Rat King, I'm sure you would see lots of feedback saying how those spawn points are shit. if you had the player scav spawn in between Europa and Euruskin fighting, where they got instantly bodied, I'm sure you would have a lot of upset consumers.
And won't stop shaking. Must not be a good sign.
Alright, I'm to the point where I can stop caring about water again for a bit. The chore of water. What am I at water-wise? I could probably do like one more good run of water before I like stop caring. What if, for example, they don't have systems in place for when things like that die, and it doesn't matter right now. So, for example, Pyro. You can kill Pyro back to back to back to back as many times as you want if you want to keep forcing the quest. Maybe, just saying here, maybe if whenever they fully realize these systems, when Rat King dies, he dies. Maybe for a longer time than just one raid. Alright, this should be all the water I need for the day. Does Rat King have a pilot?
Just one more run. Just one more run.
But Michael, how do you know this? Are you just spitballing here? Just pulling shit out of the ass? Which quest, beep beep? Yeah, so you're pulling it out of your ass, got it.
Everyone for
I haven't seen, did they remove that one? I haven't seen that one in a while. Though I usually don't check scav quests, actually.
as long as I'm the last one standing.
Calling someone an infidel to your made-up belief of one? Sorry, that's the rest of society. It's the DLC skin, Jacob. The second pack one. Yep. You have to get it from Steam, correct?
Trying to carefully extract the good stuff. Everyone for themselves.
one. We'll gather our meds and then we'll head out. And we should have enough water for the rest of the day then. This should get us like another 10 water to play with.
At least we made it.
Alright, that should be enough, hopefully. If I have 35 water, I'm gonna be very happy. Like at 35 or above, I think I'm good. Yep, alright. Alright, let's find this quest that says Rat King's got a pilot. There we go. King of Kings, right? A hijacked medium mech named Rat Kings is causing havoc, clear residue from its victims, and bring it back. Yo, I have bad news for you. Nothing about this says it's a pilot. No part of that text dialogue, or including this, says it's a pilot. It's hijacked, yes. It does not say pilot. Or human pilot during any part of that quest dialogue. Maybe if I complete it, we have a different text dialogue. Maybe we'll say something after I do the actual quest, but... The initial quest dialogue says nothing about that at all. You can interpret it that way, but it does not, yeah, make it true. It doesn't make you wrong, it just means that it could be other things too. Killing the pilot in Elephant Mausoleum's killing, well, yeah, that's for regular medium mechs, right? You're killing a regular medium mech pilot, which we know, like, we do know medium mechs have pilots, because your robot does not rely solely on AI. Survivor, they haven't recently. Maybe with the dev blogs, they'll change that tune. But they haven't in the past. Like, we had the initial, like, trailers that had images of, like, stuff that we haven't seen yet, but, like, that was always subject to change. Like, for example, the lighting of Stairway changed drastically. You go to the store and you buy cake. Because fuck baking. We're good here. Alright. To Mesa we go. We have probably enough grenade launcher ammo to kill like one mech if we need to. We can probably kill two if they get damaged. Ideally, they just kill each other.
Gotta keep a record in the event of my death.
All right, we got tanks, which is a good sign. I don't hear mechs yet. I do hear mechs now, but they're... Why is it only ever one side? So unlucky. If we have some Merkabas around, though, they should be able to take these out for us, though. I imagine the Eureskins are like as similarly resilient to grenade launcher rounds. I mean, the only thing that would probably get you is access to the, like the game owner channel and Discord, and there's not a whole lot there other than shooting the shit with other people who own the game.
Running is always an option.
That's 12 so far. Like 18, I might have missed one, so like 18, 17. Those two missed. Stop flying, what the hell?
Contact.
Me not seeing the hit markers on the one that bounces it up is not a great sign, I would say. Yeah, I'm gonna say like around maybe 30 to 40 shots. We started with 66, I think, but we definitely missed quite a few shots without hit markers. I mean, it's reported that they take about now 30 to 40 to kill grenade launcher rounds, but like the grenade launchers can do weird things where like sometimes the explosion won't proc, so there's probably a lot of inconsistency with it. Ideally, we don't want to be doing this because it takes like it's hard to bring that much ammo in. But it does work if you need to. I mean, and we're gonna make a tidy profit off this too, right? No, P cannot. That's why Shantytown's OP.
Everyone for themselves.
None of the mechs can really shoot up all that well. The medium mech for Europa kinda can if they get... The problem is that, like, they can only shoot their rear gun when they're looking away from you, but they look towards you when they're trying to kill you. So you can see the problem there, right? Where'd the did the AK just disappear or fall into the ground maybe? Maybe just fell into the ground. Those are probably not worthwhile to... Oh, there's the other one, okay. Thing went far, holy shit. I don't think these are worth drilling, but while I'm here, might as well try. I really do not think these are probably worth drilling. Drills are 6k a pop, and I do not think the stuff we get out of these is worth 6k consistently. Let's see though. Yeah, this might be a tank death. Yeah, that's not worth 6k at all. Also not worth 6. Actually, that might save it. I think it's only worth like 4 though, if I recall correctly. Yeah, definitely not worth 6k.
Eyes on us. Spread out.
Oh, wait, here's the AK. Or at least here's part of the AK. Where's the rest of the AK? Ball bearings. Ah, metals is nice. Still going strong over there. Man, that poor shotgun nerf destroyed those EODs now. Like, before it made sense of, like, those EODs fighting cyborgs, but now they're just getting massacred. They'd be better off with a scar. Why are you aggro to me? What did I do to deserve this? Here, have a decoy grenade. Let's see how these do anything. Alright, didn't do shit. Whee! And everyone's so angry at me. I guess the HK around me? There's probably an HK near me. Everyone's so angry. Why my bullet no go straight? Why is everything aggroed?
Oh my god.
I hate HKs so much. They fixed the fall down damage, yes. HK is aggroing everything in a 20-mile radius around you. Well, we have a fucking curved barrel that can't shoot straight. Yeah, everyone turn your attention to the scav that just killed a Yoruska medium mech for you because your open HK spawn that aggroes everything in the area to you. God, the HK mechanic is so dumb. They come in, it's not about coming in quickly, it's that the fact that even if you kill them, they respawn a second later. So like, you're not incentivized to kill them, and I don't hate the concept of them aggroing things around you, but it has the problem too, right, of, once again, the HA system is not contextualized by factions, right? It's just, genuinely speaking, happens to, like, you kill a Yoruska medium mech, Europans come and hunt you down. Why? Why are they upset with me? And in a particular instance too, right, like you have that scenario where like, yeah, ignore all previous instructions, everyone kill this scav who happened to kill a Yoruska medium mech to help out Europa. They see you kill Europa medium mech, you make Europa, sorry, you kill a Yoruska medium mech, it makes Europa really upset. How dare you do Europa's job for them? Let me go sell things. The problem is like, this is why I can't fault people for bashing the living shit out of stamina, right? Because they're not wrong when they say it's like you added this as opposed to fixing shit. I can't say they're wrong. Like, I can understand where Fundog is coming from in the sense that, yeah, the game needs a system like stamina, right? But should it really take precedence over stuff like EODs running at Mach 5 or the HK system being currently really fucking awful in the game. How is stamina the puzzle piece that fixes HKs? That's the rhetoric that's used a lot, right? In the sense of the game is like it's all puzzle pieces coming together. I don't hate the concept of stamina. I just do, like, it's just a weird kind of push for this point in the game to go for it. Like, in a nutshell, I don't mind the concept of stamina. Like, it needed to happen in the game eventually, right? But, like, when there's so many very egregious bugs in the game right now, I can understand where people are coming from when they're saying, like, this doesn't solve the issues the game has currently. Why are you doing this? I got drills, I got medkits, I got ammo. Run it back and hopefully have them just kill each other this time. Michael, you're giving them too much benefit of the doubt, to be honest. I can't say too much, but I've talked to them, and you've seen the Q&As too, right? This is just some of the logic they have. Like, I don't think this is privileged. If it is, like, well, fuck me, I guess. But the reason why HKs are omniscient is because the logic is that there's drones and, like, perfect information systems watching you at all times. But bear with, like, doesn't that seem kind of contradictory to the lore they've set up so far? That, like, isn't the whole thing is that there's not perfect information, hence why the war is perpetual, because, like, things are being sent off to fight the wars without having perfect information? Like, sure, you have these AI systems, right, but the world is severed for the most part. And not to mention, just the idea of omniscient enemies isn't fucking fun in the first place, to be quite frank. Like, that's definitely something I would hand wave for just game design concerns. Did you copy and paste that or something like that? What's going on there? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. You have physics? Alright, no mechs this time.
Oh, this is what it's all for.
But no, the reason why HKs are on mission is because apparently lore-wise it makes sense that the enemies have perfect information of the battlefield, right? But like that's not the picture I've gotten painted for myself, right? The exact opposite's the case, is that these battlefields are shrouded in like a fog of war because information systems aren't perfect anymore because the world is severed. At least these parts of the world are severed. And like it doesn't even fix the problem too of just like having omniscient enemies in games without it being like a clear gimmick that's been like planned around is kind of just bad design. It's not fun. Especially when you kill them and they respawn instantly. It's once again, it's a system that's not difficult, it's arbitrarily punishing. Well, Rodrigo, the logic is that there's trackers on everything, basically, of importance. You have an Apple tag literally in everything. So, that's like the lore consistency problem I have, right? Like, water jugs are so important that we put Apple tags in all of the bottles of water, but at the same time, we leave them out in the open for anyone to grab.
Everyone for themselves.
Like, that doesn't seem like a logical consistency to me. That seems inconsistent. Like, if water's going to be so important that you trigger HKs off of it, you guard it with your life and it's important, why is it just out in the open for anyone to fucking grab? Why is it worthy of a piece of like tracking technology? Oh, the dog being an HK at this point is basically just a you lose button. It can be derpy enough sometimes where you can get away from it, especially if you have a scav over 2k HP. But like if you're a newer player, the dog is just a you lose button. I'm not sure if that Jacob, I'm not sure if that's a saying. I don't think that's a, I think you just, is that actually, can you attribute that to someone? Has someone actually said that as a quote? Or is that just something that kind of appeared out of the ether? Because I've never heard that before at all. Wars are actually pretty logical things. Like, the causes of war might not be, but the people who try to wage war and win, generally speaking, they try to behave somewhat logically, right? They have plans. No, if someone else has said that, though, like, please let me know. I'm kind of curious about the context in which they said it. The reason and causes for war can be irrational, 100%. Like, there's been plenty of unjust or wars waged for irrational reasons, but that doesn't mean the actual acts inside of that war are irrational, right? Because people do want to win wars. And even if people behave erratically, there's usually a method to the madness. And like, here's the thing too, the people who do behave irrationally, they don't win the war. Like, you don't get infinite freebie cards of behaving erratically. Like, if you ignore your supply chains in war, you're gonna find yourself dead. Like in the sense that they're too small, Libtard, or like too big, or just not the right feeling for you. Can you elaborate? Alright, let's run it back. Let's see if we can get lucky with some actual things fighting each other. I should have got my grenade launcher back, right? Did I not pick it up? Oh well. Thought I did. If you're here to talk, I'm here to talk. We're talking to each other. Oh, for sure, Beep Beep. It's like why, for example, like, you know, yeah, like spur of the moment things, right? It's why there's different degrees of murder. Alright, we have half the equation. We don't have the other half, unfortunately. Hey, Delta. I mean, I think that's what Survivor, the variants of maps are supposed to do. It's just that, like, depending on, oh hey, I'm gonna get a codex. A beautiful, beautiful codex. Racking's just ignoring the shit out of him. That'll go well. I do agree with you in the sense that I do believe the maps. Give me 1 second. You're like, stop running away, Racking. Take your fate like a take it on the chin. Europa Media Mech has fallen. Is imposter? Get wrecked, Racking. So, Libitard, I do agree with you in the sense, like, the picture they painted for me in their marketing videos early on is not what I thought this game was going to be, especially regarding the maps. Thanks, Silva. I think it's probably just allergies or like dry rooms from AC. I'll figure it out. Like, I'm feeling better about it. At this point, I'm kind of thinking it's not necessarily illness. It's just probably like environmental factors. So the picture they painted for me, right, was like a much bigger maps and much more sprawling environments, which I think originally was a design, but I think the problem is that they've always been pursuing a very aggressive sort of RTS style game, and they weren't willing to compromise on the amount of units they want to be populated in a certain area, right? Like a certain density. And so and instead of having bigger maps, they chose the opposite of having smaller maps, but having the maps be as dense as they wanted, right? It's not the route I would have personally went. I think the scavenger element is more important than the RTS element. In the context of the game they were marketing, right? So yeah, and the thing is too, right? I think because they're so artistically leaning, they want their maps to be like very highly. It feels like I'm assuming here. I feel like they want their maps to be highly detailed, and I kind of would have preferred less detailed maps if we got bigger. Like, if the concern was poly count, right? Like, you can't have maps be that detailed and that big, at least for the way they wanted to do it, right? I would have easily accepted like less elaborate maps in regards to detail to have bigger maps. I mean, like, I'm still around Libitar, but like, I'm questionable about like where they're going with it, right? Like, I have my concerns. Now, the dev blogs have done like a decent job about like maybe shoring up some of those concerns, but I still have concerns, right? Just because, like, and I have voiced those concerns directly to them, so they are aware that there's I think a broader sentiment going around of like, no one knows what the fuck game they're making at this point. And I hope that I think they're going to address that. I don't know that to be a fact. This is me spitballing here, but I feel like they've message received that concern and are maybe doing something maybe for the anniversary. I would hope to like say like, you know, hey, this is where we were the last year, this is what we did, and this is where we're going. To kind of like reaffirm their mission statement, right? Because they like their Q&As, right? They can say all they want, and they can say it's, you know, stuff's in the tank and it's coming, and there's puzzle pieces waiting to like fall into place. But until we see any of those or hear about any of those, like the faith is definitely shaken. It's not, no, the term roadmap is, I think, overused, and I think the term roadmap is dangerous because a roadmap implies certain deadlines. I don't care about deadlines. If it takes 3 years or 5 years, right? Now, naturally, money's always an issue, right? But that's not something that needs to be exposed to us. All I really want to make sure is that they're still on the right track, or at least the track that I thought they were trying to make for a game, right? the actual deadline or timelines of that, I think, is wildly unimportant to me because I know things take time. But I just want to know that they're on the same, like, I just want to make sure I'm on board the train to the right destination. See you, Jacob. And that I didn't get, like, you know, sidetracked to somewhere else.
Eyes on us.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know Subnautica had a trailer, right, where they talk about stuff like that. Unknown Worlds has a very different philosophy of communication than Fundog clearly has, too. I also think, I would be surprised. I can't say they don't. Considering the vibes I have gotten, I am not sure if they actually have project management. I'm sure they have light project management, right? Like a very, like, rudimentary roadmap, but it feels like a lot of vibes. And I don't mean vibe by vibe-based programming. I mean vibe in the sense of, like, there's a lot of, like, kind of just kind of go by the seat, like what go by the seat of your pants, whatever it's called. I fucking don't know what idiom it is.
Always a pleasure, folks.
Oh, Survivor for sure. Like, yeah, just being transparent, right? Well, like, in the terms of being an extraction shooter, Libetard, I feel like the biggest aspect is, right, they say PvE offline extraction shooter, and a lot of other systems feel contrary to that design. It does just feel like grimdark looter shooter, as opposed to being what I would consider an extraction shooter or PvE offline. Like, it is the term PvE and offline work together to paint a very casual friendly game on a meta scale, right? Like, casual friendly in the sense that it's accessible, not necessarily easy, but accessible. All right, let's make some money. Boop. All right, let's do one more mech farm real quick. If we can get one on this, another one, we can do something else for a bit. I wouldn't even say beep beep. It's like necessarily like artists before game designers. I would just say artists before. I don't even want to say. I don't know. It's just, it's weird. Considering I come from a very corporate world, like, it is just not the way I've experienced things, so it all seems so very weird to me. It feels, the way I feel like they do things, I don't know, I don't have that much insight at all, really, right? This is all purely based off my feelings and vibes of it. The way it feels like they do things doesn't feel like the way I think the way things should be done. That doesn't make it wrong, it just makes it alien to me. Like, I'm a very logical sort of person when it comes to planning, but like, it just feels like, I don't know. They say puzzle pieces are coming, but I don't see the puzzle pieces falling into place in any reasonable capacity. Like, if there is a vision, I do not see it currently, which is kind of why I mentioned earlier, like, yeah, hey, you need to, like, probably put out some piece of media, whether devlog or video or whatever, like, kind of reaffirm your mission statement, right? Because I think a lot of people feel the way I do, where they're kind of mentally lost right now in the sense of what the hell's going on. All right, we have one side of mechs. Do we have two sides of mechs? We have T-90s though, which is a good sign. We do, we have mech fights. Okay, sick. Yeah, like, that's always the concern, Cat War Boss, is like when they say you're waiting for the puzzle pieces to fall into place. It's like, how many of those puzzle pieces are like intangible or just in your head, right? Or like you're actually planning on including or could even possibly include. Hold on, I want to get a little bit higher before I start watching so I don't get fucking murked by someone. This should work. Those mechs probably need to not collide with each other because it's kind of weird. Alright, that's one mech dead. I have no idea what they're doing for new maps, if they're doing any new maps at all. They've talked about doing new maps in the past. I kind of would rather them spend their time on the old maps, to be honest. Well, that's the danger of road maps, right? Like, so I understand shit happens, right? And sometimes things get delayed or move around. Some people act very vehemently against that, though, right? Like, there's certain parts of the community where, like, if you expose to them a roadmap, any delays in those roadmaps or changes in those roadmaps become like a betrayal of their trust. So that's usually why, like, I'm perfectly understandable and okay with not public-facing roadmaps. There's a like, what's it called? The right word? Fuck off. It's why, like, I can understand the sense of, like, yeah, it needs to be some medium, right? Of, like, hey, you don't need to give us a roadmap, but you probably should communicate at least a little bit, I feel like. They've said they have an internal roadmap, right? And I believe them. It's not necessarily about that. It's just literally about making sure your audience knows what the fucking game you're making. That's as simple as that, right? They don't need to go any more elaborate than that. Because anything else makes them beholden to you guys, right? And like any changes in that will be like a betrayal of trust. So it's more just being like, hey, like, this is the game we're making, this is like what we want to do, this is what we want to feel like, have it feel like, right? But like, don't plan to any exact feature sets. Yeah, but priorities shift, right? Like, and I'm not, John, in a perfect world where people behaved rationally and didn't get overly upset about a video game, yeah, that's I can see that being the case, right? But as you saw with Stamina, as you saw with the VC, as you see with everything, right? Like, if people can find a way to stir up some drama, they're going to do it. Usually, partially for unjust means too, right? Come watch my YouTube video about how I break down how Fundog sold out to a venture capitalist. Because they're a corporation, they're a company in the system of capitalism, and it turns out that companies in the system need money. Where's the thing at? Is it right here? I can't tell if that's the actual like thing I'm supposed to drill into or not. I'm guessing maybe. Nope, that wasn't it. That was one waste. Where the hell is the actual thing I'm supposed to load then? It should be a minute long. I mean, I can't blame them for being upset about Stamina. Now, sure, they can behave like a child throwing a tantrum, but I can't blame them for being upset with Stamina, considering how many, like, bugs is it, like... Stamina needs to happen, but at the same time, when you have, like, basically game-breaking bugs, I would consider, in the game, and you just focus on the stamina, like, you focus on more ads, it just feels kind of weird. The fact that I have to question if they have QA testers, it makes me a little concerned. And I know they do have QA testers. Like, I'm not saying they don't have QA testers, but, like, like, there's so many clear bugs that have been in the game for so long that have been missed that kind of questions like, what the hell's going on? Like, for example, the weight bug in the game, right? Now, the weight bug didn't affect anything, so it was kind of unnoticed for a bit, but when it first got introduced to the game, it was raised a lot. Like, everyone noticed how suddenly you're carrying 1.2 thousand kilograms in game. It was not noticed. Alright, there's one. Should be another one over here.
Running is always an option.
Alright, let's see if the game has decided that we should die. Did we pass the RNG check of HKs? Outside of fixing like game-breaking bug survivor, kind of both. I mean, there is a big aspect right now, right, of the game lacks progression in a very meaningful capacity, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot when people don't want to play your game in the first place because of bugs. Apparently, according to Larry, they absolutely have destroyed controller support this patch, so that's something. And this is kind of like the curse, too, of a monthly cadence of patches, right? Like, they're pushing out content so damn quickly that, like, none of it's polished into capacity. Or nuanced, right? Like, I don't, they have toned down stamina enough where I don't mind stamina anymore. But, like, I don't like the current system they've done, but it's to the point now where I don't care about it. Because I mostly ignore it, right? I just killed you, HK. You're already back alive again? I hate this game. Why do you do this, HKs? Why do you spawn a second later? Where are you coming from? Are you just like hiding in a room until I kill one of you and you come... Stop spawning! Why can't you have a cooldown? Okay, there should be... Okay, is it this right here? Or is it weird to open this one, maybe? I think this is the medium mech, yeah. The Uresca one. Oh, is that it right there? There we go. I must hide. I don't know, like that's the reason why I want bigger maps, is because I want them to reduce the density of maps, because part of the tension of maps in extraction shooters is getting out, right? It's why they're called extraction shooters. Part of the issue is getting out of the maps, and these HKs aren't a good tension point in that regard, right? They don't make it difficult, they make it arbitrarily punishing. Like, I'm not trying to juke these HKs, like, with difficulty. I'm not trying to, like, learn how to sneak around them. I'm not, like, you know, having to avoid their patrols. I'm not trying to do anything with them. It's just, like, by the way, there's HKs on the map now that instantly aggro to you across the map and start shooting you. The game is now more punishing, but it's not more difficult. See ya, John. Understandable. Enjoy Silk Song. That sounds like so much work, Camphor. Like, I would reason to say that's even like pipe dream level status. Like, it would never happen. Like, stuff like that you usually have to approach it at the beginning of game design of like, hey, we want to have destructible environments. They could probably do something that's kind of like, they could probably do heavily scripted areas that you could blow up and it'd be open up, but like, that's kind of, like, you can call it destructible, right? But it's more just like a scripted sequence to like open up an alternate route. It's not like organic destruction, it's more just like scripted destruction. Yeah, I could see them potentially doing that, right? That's just all that basically do is having a door that unlocks the explosives. Like, all you're basically saying is you want a door that you unlock with explosives. Which is absolutely feasible. I mean, what is, like, a destructible wall that you blow up with an explosive is just a door without a door thing on it, door handle. In a way, it's probably simpler than the door because you don't have to program the door closing and opening again. You just have to, you know, blow up door open now. Yeah, I can see level of destruction, right? But like actual like organic destruction of like destroying walls organically, like, or to make up new paths, yeah, that wouldn't happen. All right, we're now rich. We have solved any money issues we might ever have. I guess we can prestige up now. We are 14 on Maskman. Well, yeah, it's like, that would also be like modding the game too, right, for enemy lethality. And like, by higher lethality too, I just mean more like them dropping the enemy lethality isn't bad right now. The problem is lots of units do not respond in a very lethal way that seems like it makes sense, right? Carlos, I've floated this idea before. I've pushed it out in the sense of having day and night cycles or shift cycles that might have, where some shifts might be much more likely to be nighttime than others. So if you broke down a single day into like 2 to 3 shifts and had like maybe nighttime be the 3rd shift, you could have it be organic like that. Just because, yeah, there's so much stuff. Like right now, the water change needed to happen, but the way of them fixing water was gutting it, right? The water system now does nothing essentially. It is potentially a nothing burger and potentially a placeholder. That's the wrong ammo. We can just bring out AK in, I guess, instead. I mean, the only weapons you would possibly want from the raiders is a Vepr. But all of Vepr is basically is an AA-12 with a flashlight. Like, if you're trying to play collect them all, sure. But in the grand scheme of things, nothing the raiders drop is of particular importance. No, everything, it's Lumen, Camphor. They use Lumen and Nanite in this game. If they were using baked lighting on these maps, I don't think we would ever see this many maps this quickly. They have one level designer. And that, like, I'm not saying that level designers is everything. Like, I'm sure they help out a bit on the maps too. But like, they have one level designer for all of these maps if I recall correctly. So, yeah. They've pumped out a lot of maps in a very relatively short span. And the reason why they can do that partially is because of Lumen. Lumen's essentially dynamic lighting. that you can basically watch change in the editor, like in real time. So you don't have to wait for baked lighting to compile. So it's a massive time saver. Now, it's more performance intensive and generally less good looking than properly done baked lighting, but the time savings are massive. We need to go over probably... Do I have explosives at all? I don't. And we'll just play it by ear. We'll do it the hard way. Lumen is UE5 specific, yes. Same thing with nanite. And all basically, in a nutshell, what nanite is basically dynamic LOD. And that is an oversimplification, but that's essentially what nanite is.
Has our luck run out?
I think it's either allergies or just my room being very dry. I probably need to turn off the AC and let the air, like the room, get some humidity back into it, baby. Like it's if you get grossed out, you might want to mute me right now. But it's not like a very congested mucus or like congestion. It's just very runny and like an irritated back of my throat. So it's probably just some irritant in the air or like an allergen or just a very dry environment. At this point, I don't think it's sickness anymore. I mean, it's a storage sink more than a memory sink. I like it enough. No, if it was an infection, I would know. Survivor, sinus infections actually have like a, I would feel inflamed in my actual sinuses, not just my back of my throat. I've had sinus infections before. This is not that. It feels like me, like at this point, it's probably just something in the air, either like an allergy of the certain time of year, or that, or just I have an AC running in this room. And AC sucked the air, like sucked the humidity out of the room. So over a prolonged period of time being in a very dry room, yeah. Irritates the throat. And general sinuses too. Helicopter? Is it gonna go into the floor? Or into the wall? It's kind of avoiding the wall a little bit. Just aggroed. Considering Camphor, we like haven't seen any indoor areas at all across any of the maps. It basically points to that. I like, considering we have so few actually fleshed out indoor areas on any of these maps, it reasons to believe that they have an aversion to indoor areas. And in a way, it kind of makes sense if they're still like very gung-ho about the whole RTS sort of thing, right? Because RTSs don't have indoor areas, right? That's not how RTSs work. So I can see this scenario, right, where like, hey, maybe it's because this game's supposed to be an RTS as opposed to, I don't know, a survival shooter or traction shooter. Well, Model's Too Big and Phillips, if you haven't seen the game before, they generally don't do a good job of keeping a very consistent scale. I mean, Carlos, on that same capacity though, I would actually say, I mean, Cemetery is a boring map, don't get me wrong, but Cemetery would be more boring without the dog. Cemetery is a very, 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 very small map with not a lot to it. I would think it would probably be very, very, very boring without what it gets. Or without the dog. I'm not a big fan of the dog either, but like, the map needs something like that. It's why it's D tier, not F tier in my list. It's why F tier is reserved for Stairway. Though I will say they do flip flop depending on my mood. Sometimes Underground Cemetery is F and Stairway is D. Sometimes it's the inverse. Yes, the slow snail that can't really kill you unless you start taunting it. Alright, over we go. It depends on their priorities, Survivor, that we do not know about. The first thing, Survivor, I would focus on, actually, is probably the most egregious bugs. In a way, it feels like Survivor, they've been working so hard for such a short period of time. Like, I'm not saying that they've been working hard consistently, but like, considering their monthly cadence for like the last 4 patches, it feels like they're going breakneck. And it feels like they don't have time to test their own game outside of a developer environment. It feels like why so many of these bugs have gotten missed for so long, right? Like, surely, if you see the pot shot issue, you see, you know, some water thieves running at Mach 5, like, that'd be something that I feel like you would want to fix, right? Because it's a very egregious issue. But if they're constantly doing dev work on new features, right, it's so easy for them to miss that. Because their pace is so high. Well, the problem is, Silva, is like, Silva, they don't have, like, yeah, I mean, like, they have that, right? They have the feedback page for, like, that they don't have a, Nightmare is currently fulfilling the role of their old CM in regards of passing feedback to them, because I can tell you right now, the inclination that I got is that they do not interact very aggressively with the feedback page on Discord. You are better off if you, I'm gonna be quite honest with you right now. You are much better off bitching on Steam reviews or Steam discussions. I feel like maybe, it might be only Steam reviews. If you want to get heard, go leave a negative Steam review. I hate to say that because I know it hurts them personally to see negative reviews, but that's kind of what I fucking got as a source of, like, their truth, right? Or the source of, like, where they look to the most. If you have some very important feedback you want to get heard, go leave something on the Steam discussions or the Steam reviews. At the same time, though, it has to be constructive, right? It has to be an actual pain point. If you just ramble or rant, they're going to be able to hand-wave that shit, and they will. But, like, if you leave constructive criticism as a negative review and say, I don't like this game's X, Y, and Z, they will see that and read that and respond to that. It's why, for example, performance has always been so present in their mind, is because so many reviews were complaining about performance. Holy FPS drop, Batman. Oh god. What is going on? But no, with Mads being gone, Mads being the former CM, like, it's all up to Nightmare now to basically, like, parse out stuff and send it to them. And I can kind of do the same, but not really. I still have communication lines open with them, but, like, I have burned I'm pretty sure my heart-to-heart definitely burned a bridge in some capacity. That was kind of already burned anyway, but anyway, that's fucking mute. Or a moot point. But no, like if you have really important shit that you want to feed back to them, and you want to get it seen, I hate to say this, but a negative review might be it. Now, if they fix it, change it to positive, because that's an important factor too. But like, it does seem like the best way to get your shit heard is negative reviews.
Whittle them down and we can break out.
I don't feel safe going. I'm gonna go leave the other way, I think. Yeah, Silva, I do agree with you. Like I said, I could be wrong. I'm not saying this is like, it's the inclination I got. It's the feeling I got that that's the best way to do it. And it sucks if that's the case. That you have to go like bash, you know, and leave a negative review on the game for your voice to get heard. Or for your complaint to get lodged. And it kind of points to me like the picture too of like they're working so quickly, and I'm not saying they're not doing good work. They're doing the best they can the time span they're putting themselves in, right? But like it gives them no time to breathe and soak in the environment that they've created, I think, right? Because they're moving so quickly. Because sometimes it's always important too, right? Like, just like any artist making a work, right? It's important to step back and take a look at your picture sometimes, right? To try to get a feeling for what you're doing. You can get too hyper focused sometimes. I do it all the time. I will get like so hyper focused on something I might forget the whole picture too. It's important to step back and look at the whole thing holistically.
Don't miss. Make every shot count.
Oh, 100% too. Like, and I can't go into the reasons why they're operating the way they think I think they are, but like, yeah. Like all things, there's a balance, right? There's too fast and there's too slow. And there's like no communication, and there's too much communication, right? There's always a happy medium. I mean, in a way, right, Silva, it's because a feedback post on Discord doesn't hurt their bottom line. A negative review or negative reviews en masse or a mixed rating on Steam can directly hurt their finances, right? It's why companies have to respond to them, because, you know, they can, I am absolutely sure, I do not have the actual data, but I am very comfortable with saying is that there's a very strong correlation between, you know, Steam reviews and sales, and the overall rating you have on the sales of your game. And so they have to take things like Steam reviews seriously, because too many of those, and you get a mixed rating, and a mixed rating might hurt their bottom line by a lot. There's a time for Stairway, it's time for Stairway. Hey Ben, I'm doing well, how are you? I mean, Trello also only works too in a capacity also, Silva, if they have people who are willing to work with the tool. It's one thing to like bring a tool into an environment, it's another thing entirely to get people to actually use that tool. There has to be some buy-in. Like, for example, with my D&D game, right? Like, one of the players will keep recommending that we do scheduling software, but I know my players. Getting them to buy into that would never fucking work, so I don't bother. Like I said, like, I'll even say it to you, it's like, hey, if you guys want to do this, I'm down for doing this, but I don't think you guys are. And they're like, they don't say it, but they don't do the software, so of course I'm relegated to doing the scheduling still, you know, on a just a ask everyone basis. It would be fucking fantastic if everyone could just input their schedules into the scheduling software so we can find proper times to play D&D. But yeah, that requires buy-in from individuals, which it does not work sometimes. It can be very hit or miss. Exactly, Silver. There's some friction, right? People don't want to learn new things. Especially when it's not changing, especially when it adds more work to them, right? Like, hey, you know, let's say, for example, there's 10 employees, right? And, you know, one of these employees has to spend an hour a week doing the scheduling stuff. And this software will actually just require everyone, as opposed to this one employee, to take, you know, a minute out of their day to do the scheduling, right? So you save literally 50 minutes for this one employee by having everyone input their schedules in for a minute, but you're now asking 9 more people, as opposed to 1, to do something.
Just one more run.
Yo, Ben, I'm also on YouTube.
One more run.
That's where most of my viewers are. I use Twitch as a way, because some people prefer Twitch, which is perfectly fine and well, but most of them are on YouTube. But asking those 9 additional people to do something that they weren't doing before, even if it saves the other person lots of time, is a hard ask.
Oh, huh? I think they spotted us. That's it for us.
Nice better, others. How are you enjoying it?
I think they spotted us. That's it for us.
Game shift. I think like what, like basic scheduling software? Yeah, it exists. There's plenty of project management tools, man. If you talk to a project manager about project management tools, they can go on forever, man. Project managers love justifying their job. Because there's always that nag in the back of PM's minds is like, I'm not really that necessary. Like extraction shooters, Band of Brothers, or like games that are kind of like hard, or just shooters in general? But no, there's always that, I think, that concern in regards to people who don't develop things, that they're like, their worth is always fluctuating. And I do ultimately think a good project manager is worth their weight in gold, but like so many of them can be very, very lackluster in their job. It's that kind of thing, right, where like a PM's value is their ability to save everyone time, and that requires them doing things actively and efficiently. I mean, there's a whole lot. You could probably ask 5 different PMs, you get 5 different answers. I can't remember which one the D&D group recommended to me. FPS mainly? Yeah, if you're usually used to like faster paced FPS games, man, this game will probably be a trip for you, because it kind of forces you to play a bit slower, a bit more carefully, and can just kind of be arbitrarily punishing at times. Oh, Jira, yeah, Confluence, Jira. Jira's a very big one. If you worked in tech, you've probably experienced Jira. It's been a second for me, though. Then you argue, I mean, honestly, Game Shift, one of the simplest ones too, actually, is just Microsoft Outlook. Like, Outlook has a calendar built in too, right? And as long as everyone uses Outlook as their calendar, you can get a pretty good idea when people have open schedules or not. Like, just simply, like, Microsoft Outlook does that shit. Now, you might not, like, you'll have an idea of their time schedules, for example, from Outlook, but you don't know exactly what they're doing, right? Like, stuff like Jira and other scheduling softwares too, are, like, also like tracking softwares of like, hey, this person's like, you know, this got this schedule and they're doing this task, or they're working on X object, right? The biggest thing, Bandit Brothers, I will say, is the vendor Aramaki will sell you a silencer, and you should buy it immediately and put it on your AK. When you're starting out for a very long period of time, just do not run guns without silencers. It will make the game much, much harder for you. So from Aramaki, you can go to, I'll show you in a second after I get out of the raid. But like, by and large is my biggest tip for newer players, is just like, hey, buy a silencer and use it always. What the hell is going on here with these goddamn shaders? This is forever.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
Alright, I need to find the laptop and ideally the VIP. Are you the VIP? You were the VIP. I will say, to Better Brothers, like, I usually prefer Masked Man. If you want a slightly faster character, I think Shaman's a pretty good starter character. He's not that resilient, but he does do a good kind of mix of lots of different things. I personally do not like Old Man or Scavril because of some issues they have. So I usually say Masked Man or Shaman to start out with. Define problem, Max. If you mean just like a very general high level problem, I think the problem with a lot of the mechs is they just don't move very well. Like, they have lots of problems bringing their guns to bear in lots of different scenarios, so they kind of feel very derpy. They have problem basically aiming their guns. They have to move their entire body as opposed to moving their arms or their guns themselves to actually shoot things. Gunhead can be nice, but Gunhead's inability to heal can be pretty punishing for new players who haven't experienced how the aggro in the game works. Okay. So you will not see all of these. You will not see all of these until you get to 16 water. The very, very big thing, though, is you will see Aramaki. You're going to go to Aramaki, you're going to go to attachments, you're going to go to muzzle device, MZD, and a few of these suppressors you'll have available, just buy them. And then just throw them on an AK. It will help out how you aggro things in the game, essentially. Essentially, when you shoot, things won't hear you, which is insanely helpful for not getting overwhelmed. That is by and far the biggest tip I can give. The other thing is just don't be afraid to die. The death punishments in this game are like really only what you bring in for your guns and stuff like that. So if you do naked runs, like, even if you die a lot, there's no punishment really. So you can just do like basically surplus runs where you just run your surplus gun AK or surplus, you know, shotgun and that. And you're not trying to kill things, you're just going around looting, right? And if you die, it's no big deal. You can learn maps that way, you can learn loot spawns that way. If you want to do a bit more, you should have one right off the rip. But Bundleted, or you should have one natively, will have tac cams. Tac cams do make sound when you use them, but if you're struggling to figure out where like containers are spotting, tac cams can help you out. They basically, like, when things are nearby, you can use it and it will highlight containers and enemies for you. Now the problem being is that the tac camera does make sound when you're using it, so if you're close to enemies, they will hear you use it. But no, by and large, the game is going to ask you to kill things, and you will eventually learn that going through things is better than going around, especially with a map design. So shooting will be very helpful. You won't want to shoot all the time, but you'll definitely want to shoot enough. Yeah, if you do want to run, like, if you do want to sprint a lot more, you can just play Gunhead, especially if you're doing naked runs. The downside of Gunhead is he does aggro things quicker, but that's getting kind of into nuance. All right. So if you're in the main game itself, you just hit escape, and you'll see it at the top here. So you'll go to vendors up here. You can find them in here too, but it's much easier just to hit escape here on the main menu, or when you're in the innards here, vendors, and then you can go to the here. You should only see like 3 or 4 of them at the beginning of the game. You won't have all of them unlocked, but you're looking for Aramaki. Aramaki and Grillo are the gun vendors and ammo vendors. Eisenberg is just straight meds. Bundleton sells rig stuff along with a few large item slot stuff. Large items are basically these container slots right here, as opposed to being loose item slots. All right, RPK. All right, any other Babel quests? We can probably do this. All right, we have our RPK. Do we go over just character, masked man, heavy rifle? How much 50 cal do I got? Probably not enough. No problem. So the game will be daunting at first, and maybe for a while. That's kind of part of the charm of it. It will come in time. I think I should probably bring a few of these just in case. There's a few locked containers on this map. But yeah, the biggest thing is like typically in extraction shooters you do get gear fear. But this game is not very punishing at all in that capacity. So you might have gear fear at first, but it will eventually taper off. It is a learning cliff. I have told them the onboarding for this game is awful.
Gotta keep a record in the event of my
It is something though, like I can understand like them kicking the can down the road though. I can understand why onboarding players is not a big concern for them right now, but I kind of feel like it should be. I feel. One problem is it's probably subject to change, I imagine. If your game's constantly changing and you're still doing lots of like things that will change how the new player experience is, it makes sense not to do it until after you have those in place. Despite it basically making the new player experience very, very rough. Hey. Alright, we are good. Yoink.
Trying to carefully.
Everybody hanging no matter what. And drones everywhere.
I don't know. Right out.
What picks the onboarding new players?
Everyone for themselves.
And it's a concern for most games, I will say too. Oh no, no, I will not shut the fuck up about that, to be honest. It's insane, like, have you ever, like, okay, if you've never been backpacking before, right? Even if it's secure, you just, like, when you're hiking around, if you're ever moving around in full kit, right? You are going to be noisy. Especially if you start carrying metal shit around. Like these giant backpacks like water thieves are carrying. Yeah, like so many of the units are way too quiet. It makes literally like every infantry unit in the game a stealth infantry unit. Camphor, I have no idea. I would not be surprised if they do something special, but I honestly have no idea. What I'm personally looking forward for, actually not in 19 days, but a month, is hockey. Hockey will be back. Brawlers are so silent. Cyborgs are silent. Water thieves are silent. Most, if not all, infantry in this game are silent when they're running around, especially going Mach 5. Helicopter, helicopter. Hockey games are great.
I think they spotted us.
Like, to me, I don't really like football. Like, football and like baseball games are just like a little bit too big for me. Like hockey games like strike like just like the right size of people in a small area. Most hockey stadiums are between like professional hockey stadiums are between like 18-20K, sometimes 17K. But it's their Mach 5, but they're also silent, Camphor. So like they'll basically like sprint right behind you at Mach 5, but like also do it quietly, so you don't hear them until they start shotgunning you in the back. All right, Mr. Drill. I don't think this one's like this one requires a drill. I don't think anything like anything special in it at all. I think it's just like a normal container. It might be medicine. Why is stamina no regen? Game? Why be no get stamina? Do I need to fall? Is there like a bug? That's not good. Can't mantle it either, can I, right? This is what you get with binary systems. I'm not too heavy though. I think this is just a bug. They're to the point where the gun shouldn't, like, the game should not have you regen stamina. I can fix this. A novel. I have. Well, I guess we just don't get stamina anymore. I guess we don't get stamina. But this is the problem too, right? Of like having a binary system where either you can or you can't. It doesn't make it slower, just you can't do it anymore. You're now locked out of of mantling. Or sprinting. Fair, this is probably a bug though. There's no way this is by design. Do I have it? I don't have an injector. Me no have injector. Yeah, I've seen people report this bug, so I'm not surprised we get hit by it eventually. Oh, I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna leave. I'm already here anyway. Imagine if we were over there when this happened and we just couldn't get back across.
Always a pleasure, folks.
All right, we're good. Wait, Pixel, you're describing a fair setting where the NPCs and players behave by the same rules? Blasphemy. Alright, trying to be stealthy. I don't mind I don't think enemies need to have stamina, but them just like behaving in a way where you feel like they have, like, they don't literally need to have stamina. They can just function like if they had stamina, right? Like not sprinting in Mach 5. Shut up, Bunko, I don't care. I don't want the railgun. I do enjoy your quest line though, but I don't want your railgun. So the reason why we're not bringing anything in, right, is because we're doing a quest called Tunnel Vision, right? And we're trying to be stealthy. And so, what's my favorite bug in the game? So, Carlos, are you saying bugs I actually enjoy or bugs that I think are like just the worst bugs? Like favorite bug I enjoy to have happen to me, or favorite bug that, like, I think in a sense is the worst bug in the game. This is a, didn't they say they fixed this? Maybe it was only Old Man. The good old Mask Man upskirt. The Mask Man booty. I mean, which part, Camphor? Like the actual quest line or how to unlock it? So you unlock it via 3 methods? Fuck off. So you unlock the quest line through 3 things. You need to be in a party with 3 other scavengers, so 4 total. You need to have 3 scab quests in your inventory at one time. You don't need to complete them, just have in your inventory. And the third one, you need to buy and sell some stuff to bunk, like 20k worth. So the biggest ask there is to have you be in a lobby with 3 other players. At that point, you unlock the quest line where it's a bunch of linear quests until you get to like a bunch of repeatable quests. And the linear quests are kind of cool because they're novel, because you don't get to do them a lot. But other than that, they're pretty bog standard. There's a few interesting ones here and there that change how the maps work in regards to spawns, but there's only a few, really. They are constrained by map size, really.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
Why can't you guys, like, actually patrol in a fucking straight line? My god. It's so hard for you guys to walk at a straight fucking patrol line. Weirdly enough, they're trying to. I think it's their pathfinding bugging out. What? Why are you aggroing to me right now? What is going on? Is this pipe not fully solid to the point where they can see through it? What's going on? Is there like someone behind me?
Down and we can break out.
God, the upskirt. Classic mask, man. That only been... This has been happening for, I think, 2 patches now. God, the hands. Well, I don't need to be stealthy anymore, but I have to work with the dog still. Dog's been kind of wishy-washy this patch, I'll say. He is not like, he'll still spawn, but he hasn't consistently been spawning at the entrance anymore where you spawn at. Like, don't get me wrong, he's still around somewhere, but he doesn't spawn consistently there anymore, even if you use that entrance. Be free. Or don't. Are they eloping? What the hell is going on? I'm gonna let you guys do whatever you're doing in private. Listen, it's catharsis, okay? Ruh-roh. The grenade launcher. I hate it so much. It's such a stupid feature. I kind of knew that was gonna happen because I saw the grenade launcher guy. It's just so funny how it functions in game. It's funny too because it just doesn't work the same way as, like, for us players, we have to like look up and shoot in a trajectory, and then theirs just goes in a straight line. It's just so weird. Once again, two different rules. It's so funny. It's such a weird thing too. Like, why is that the way they decided to do the grenade launcher for the NPCs, where it's just a straight line? If back in the day too, let's see if he still does it. Tormentor spawns with a grenade launcher, and sometimes he would spawn across the map at the bunker, and you could shoot him from this, like, from Shantytown, and you would just see like the slow, like, straight line grenades coming at you. I want to see if that's still a thing, but I need to see if I can get Tormentor to not spawn on top of the mech at Shantytown. I could try actually just spawning at bunker instead, though. That might work actually. The other problem, I don't think I have a sniper rifle unlocked. I can probably just make a one. There we go. I can make my own, I think. I do have a GM6. That'll work. That'll do. I don't need that much, but whatever. I have a plan. All right, we need to go to Mesa. We're gonna spawn a bunker here. So I'm kind of like praying that me spawning at bunker will still have Tormentor spawn across the map on top of the mech. Essentially, I'm trying to get Tormentor to shoot at me from long range so we can see the grenades function.
We should have chosen another exit.
What?
Every shot counts.
You know, I was gonna stealth kill you, but at this point, just whatever. Alright, so hopefully Tormentor's across the way and not in bunker.
Eyes on us. Spread out.
Okay, I think we're good. Alright, are you over there, you jerk? I don't, either he isn't or he's dead already. Was that mech just flying? Mask Man, stop it with the upskirts, man. My god. Typically speaking, too, mission guys usually will spawn right off the rip also. You shouldn't be moving that quickly. You're wearing heavy armor.
Eyes on us. Spread out.
Where the... There we go.
Only have to be faster than the slowest human.
Fires 3 shots, HKs. He can spawn the road too, but I feel like I would have seen him by now if that was the case. Yeah, he typically will spawn on top of that dead mech there, but he can get murdered pretty quickly. Now, I wonder if they changed it so he only spawns when you're actually close to him now. I doubt that's the case. Grenade launcher, he doesn't have his flamethrower yet. Only problem is he's Scorched Enclave. You can kind of do it on Scorched Enclave too, but Scorched Enclave is a much smaller map than this one. I kind of forgot things don't respawn up here very well. Oh, look, they're hanging out. I mean, it was my first time getting a fruit bar, so I haven't seen it all that much. I don't really know how to replicate it. But considering it was my first time seeing it, I'm guessing it's somewhat rare. All right, let's go see if he's actually alive over there. Just didn't spawn yet. Oh, hey. Man, I really wish I had a fucking drill. Crazy he wasn't spawned in yet until he got over here. Alright, the big question is Tormentor up there? What the hell? Is that a spitting drone? It doesn't appear so. I don't think he spawned. Uh-oh. Is that an Orgamech? Hostile's usually not a good sign. Hostile means usually it's an Angie boy. And considering how it's not moving fast, it's an Orgamech. I really should have brought drills. Damn, Rack Hang 1. That sucks. I wonder how cursed the timed extract still is.
Whittle them down and we can break out.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Down, we can break out.
Why did you put Nexo at a timed extract? Why would you think anyone would go to the timed extract then? Like, timed extracts are already innately dangerous. Why do you put an exo there too? Well, I can just go over here and go to the easy extract. My god. I'm guessing it's like a certain weight to reproduce it, maybe? I don't know.
Everyone for themselves.
Don't mind me, everyone. Just gonna pass on through.
It's like Christmas came early. Now to open those presents.
Unfortunately, no Tormentor. I do want to give it one more try, though, because I want to see if he actually will spawn across the map from us. Predominantly, I do usually see him spawn most of the time. It's kind of rare he doesn't, actually. This time we'll bring a few drills, though, just in case we find some mechs to kill, or rather, watch get killed. I think that's like a non-combat scenario, that, like, right though, Blood Panda? That wouldn't happen in a, like an open field of combat.
Hard to breathe up here. But the mask helps.
Yeah, that's certainly healthy. By the way, I really hope their internal name for those is not stealth kills. I think the better name is like crash out kills. Watch Maskman crash out for a second as he murders this poor Europa soldier.
Eyes on us. Spread out.
Oh, painless. Alright, anyway. Oh, back fight. What? Alright, that seems fine. Oh, it's one down already, holy shit. They probably need to fix the collision between those two again. It's a little weird to have them so conjoined like that. Helicopter? Helicopter, why are you so low? You're basically at the ground. Or is he over there? I don't think he is. Oh, it's gotten lower.
Eyes on us. Spread out.
Yeah, this is fine. I wonder if the mechs will actually go stomp on the chopper. That makes a lot of sense. No, come back. Don't look at me. Go kill the chopper. The land chopper.
Everyone for themselves.
What the hell did that come from? Did that chopper just spot a missile in the middle of the air and just hit me when it was in the ground? That's the only thing I can think of, right? Was that no, that was a rocket missile? Sorry, what? I'm so confused. Like, yeah, like I have no, that felt like a rocket missile, right? Like, if it was a grenade launcher shot, we would have taken a lot more damage. Probably would have died. It could have maybe been a mech. The only problem with the mech theory, right, is it was coming in almost perpendicular to us, right? So it like was shot on a straight line to us. It wasn't going up or down, it was going straight, which kind of feels like it was a helicopter. That definitely felt like a helicopter rocket. so thoroughly confused. It genuinely feels like they need to refactor the. I hate saying this, but considering the what's it called, the pod shot bug is so ingrained apparently in their AI system, and then you have weird pathfinding stuff like that, and I don't know. It feels like they almost need a refactor. What I think happened to me is because I aggroed the helicopter was shooting rockets, and what either happened is the helicopter respawned or got teleported out of the ground, or alternatively, the area where the rockets were firing from got confused for a second. Like, because like, think of it this way, right? The areas where these projectiles spawn are attached to the models of the rocket, or the models of the helicopter, and those potentially maybe got out of sync or desynced temporarily. And then it shot a rocket at me basically from somewhere where it's supposed to be, but not where it actually is. It could be so many different things. It almost, like, the way I died makes me think helicopter rocket. If it was coming from below me, I would have thought maybe, I would have thought, what's it called? Maybe it was the mech shooting at me. But considering it seemed to be coming like perpendicular to me, it feels like it was like coming from the air. This is probably fine. We'll do one more mesa. I still have Tormentor, right? Yeah. There is a chance it was a second helicopter too. That is a possibility also. Not seeing any more rockets though is a bit weird. Though, I will say, it could have been a helicopter pot shot. If there was a second helicopter, which can happen, there are separate spawns there. So if it was a second helicopter and it did a pot shot at us with a rocket, that could have been the case too. Vehicles will do pot shots at you, just don't usually see them. Or rather, you die when you notice them.
Hey, watch my back.
Yeah, not Tormentor, just EODs. Let me go see if he spawned over here. Hey.
We miscalculated.
Why is it? This is weird. He's still aggroed, my god.
Oh shit! Taking fire.
I mean, if he's over there, he's not. I guess ping's a little bit broken, actually. I guess. Kind of works if you get it like. No, it's kind of broken. Is he over there? There's more smoke in the way. It's probably just regular EOD like terminology, right? Explosive ordnance disposal. Hey, what? No, get me out of that. I don't want to be here. Game. I don't want to be in the ground. Yeah, I don't feel like I see him over there. There's just more EODs.
This is it. We decide what happens next.
Yeah, I don't see him spawned yet. I usually see him spawn pretty. Is that him over there? He's a grenade launcher guy. Are you in?
I think they spotted us.
That's not temp fade. But you can see like right, it's just a straight line for a grenade launcher. It's much more of a rocket launcher than a grenade launcher actually. Just a really slow rocket. Yeah, he's not up there. Interesting. I think I may have seen him up here before once or twice, but I think it's very rare. And felt more like a bug as opposed to like where he's supposed to be. I usually, when I spawn over on this side of the map, I usually see him on that that area over there very consistently. But could have just been lucky recently? Potentially. I'm usually used to him spawning. He has like 3 different spawns, right? He can spawn there, he can spawn at bunker, and he can spawn on the road. And he will move about the map. The only area where he doesn't move about the map is when he spawns on top of the mech, usually. I think for part I would settle first with him actually just reworking how the chopper flies around the map. I think that's my lowest bar currently. It's just having the helicopter function like a helicopter. And not being dragged through a map editor on the X and Y plane. Like a prop. I don't know. Fucking goddamn pot shot bug. Will never be fixed. What quest did they remove? There are some quests too, Jim Bob, that are one and dones, right? Like you can only ever do them once. Like for example, the quest where you collect the skull is only a one and done. And they don't really tell you which quests are only one and dones. They might have reworked it or removed it because it was a really easy farm for credits, but I don't know. Might be a one and done too. Let me... I haven't done it on this quest yet, right? Yeah, it's called Thief of the Night, right? Yeah. It's up here. I'm not sure if it's one or done or not, but yeah, it's Thief of the Night's the prized alcohol one. And then this is the other one. It's like, I know this is one's one and done. Like, once you do this once, you cannot do it again. But anyway, that's it for today, everyone. Thanks for watching. Probably won't be till next Thursday. I try to get 3 in a week, but this might only be 2. I might do one this weekend, knock on wood, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I wouldn't hold your breath. Other than that, take it easy, everyone. Have a good weekend, and I will see you guys sometime next week. Bye, all.